Good news. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu don vow oforogo ntututa wee sị na ya nwawo Maazị Okwuchukwu Nnamdi Kanu anya ewepụta ọnụ ya nke o ji eri niile na-ede wee yọọ Fulani government control si gịnị si ha hapụ ya. According to our Igbo interpreting, I just want to read it to the layman understanding, and according to the news, let me read it so that in a general term that every Okeke and Okafu will understand. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu vows not to beg Fulani government of Nigeria for his release. So my wonderful people, the Biafran family, now here we go take start our news this very Tuesday morning. Will be 29th in the day or in the month of August in the year of 2023. I beg, make I not mind my voice. I get a cough and catarrh, so I try to manage the whole thing. If I shout too much, the thing will come choke me. So I beg on manage me the way on see me. But the most important thing there be say the message where they pass through this platform or they get them clear. Anyway, that is what one of our headlines this morning. Another one on an also everything that concerns APC. My brother, he must surely get leg. From unknown bishop to unknown godmen to unknown location of the so-called their president, unknown primary school in 1884, if I'm not mistaken, Herbert Macaulay attended a primary and secondary education that have name. But can you believe that so-called Festus Akpamo is busy? If not today, he still defended what is not defendable. That their so-called principal attended a primary and secondary school right inside his home and write exam. The school don't have name. And according to him, he said those days there is no school. Anyway, what make me carry this matter come on because of this one of the appointee in this their so-called ministerial nomination, which just happens a couple of weeks or a couple of days ago. Her name na Musawa. She be COP member, and also they go appoint her for the committee. We go scatter their country because not my country na Biafra. So according to the news, it said COP members are prohibited from engaging in partisan politics. So NYSC source reveals, but the most annoying part of this thing is that some lawyers have come out to even debunk all these things and says that this lady Bill called Musawa, that even if she was appointed as a minister, it is part of her national duty as a youth corps. And I say, what? Could I prove that in? I don't see the reason why this country, everything that they do, as long as APC is concerned, it must surely get K-leg. No. It must surely. In Imo State, it's fourth position to become first. In what do I call it? In Akwa Ibom never contested for any seat, but the Supreme Court awarded him seat of a ticket to contest for Senate. In Yobe, Ahmed Lawan, then Senate president, never contested for anything, not even buy the ticket to become a Senate president in his own senatorial district. But the Supreme Court awarded him the Senate seat. Now so the Nigeria take B. And all of them, watch all from beginning to the end. It's APC. You can never find this controversy with Labour Party or PDP. Despite the fact that the PDP and the APC are the same. We're gonna see him now. A COP member is being initiated. Who knows how many beds must have won? Now. No be so now. Use what you have to get what you want. I saw the where she was throwing party. That she had been appointed as a minister. Why serving as a youth corps? Now some never do well lawyers have come out to defend her. That even if she was appointed as a minister, it is part of her national duty to serve her father's land. Anyway, my wonderful people, make we go to another news again. Sheikh Usani, and I say remember this, our Kaduna Central lawmaker, where in mouth is always open to say something. He don't talk again. He don't come out or come out as a Fulani government announces intention to stop borrowing from local and international and international source. Okay, now so they take talk. Another one we will have here, we say, you all should be ashamed of yourself, according to our own Aisha Yusufu of Labour Party. He come blast Arewa youths and Arewa politicians over video of children fighting for a plate of leftover food. A very big shame in the lives or in the face of those called old and wicked politicians that come from that particular area. Atiku's ally, he don't predict the remaining time where Agbado get to spend in Asorok before they will do what? Before they kick him out. According to the news we have. Anyone, my wonderful people, viewers and subscribers, I beg you, make my voice or the way I pronounce things. But please focus on the main news that I brought to you. Let us go straight to the reason why we are here. Before that, remember you need to share this message. Share this message to your family and friends. And also subscribe, like, and comment. Let us hear the news in details. The detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB Nnamdi Kanu, has told the federal government or the Fulani government that he would never beg for his freedom after being cleared by Justice Binta Iyako of the Federal High Court in Abuja. Nigerian News report that the IPOB leader, in a letter dated August 25th, 2023, and signed by his lead counsel, Michael Zekome, SAN, said begging for his freedom at this point would be an insult to the memory of the late Pa Mbazulike Amechi, who went there to beg on his behalf. But the so-called Fulani head of state, Muhammadu Buhari, refused and turned the old man down. The old man wishes that let that be his last wish, that he will be alive to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu free from the detention. But the so-called jihadist leader said Nehi Kaba, and that man ended up going to his grave without not meeting his last wish. Who had in his old age repeatedly traveled from the southeast to Abuja to beg the Fulani government for his release as a dying wish, a wish the government never fulfilled. Kanu, in a letter titled Update on our routine visit to our indefatigable client, Unyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, at the headquarters of the State Security Service, Abuja, where he is still being held or being illegally and unconstitutionally detained in solitary confinement, noted that he won't beg the Fulani government because the appeal court has already made a pronouncement and it is still sacrosanct, according to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He said, Unyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu used the opportunity to offer by the visit to extend his heartfelt gratitude to all people of good conscience and groups calling for his release. He, however, observed that many people may not have understood the peculiarity of his case, but proceeded to urge us to clarify that he has been effectively and validly discharged by the judgment of the Court of Appeal delivered on October 13th of 2022, which said judgment also prohibited his further trial and detention. Therefore, there is no charge pending against Unyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before any court as of today. Furthermore, Unyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unequivocally stated that begging the federal or Fulani government to release him at this point is an insult to the memory of late Pa Mbazulike Amechi, who despite his age and ill health repeatedly traveled from the southeast to the capital territory Abuja, begging the federal government of Nigeria to honor his dying wish, which request was treated with greater disdain by the then federal government and was also not honored at his death. Thus, Unyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is of the firm view that he does not need to beg the federal government of Nigeria to release him. The Court of Appeal has already made a pronouncement in that regard, and that pronouncement has remained sacrosanct till death. Therefore, the call every person of goodwill should be to make in the circumstance of his continued illegal detention is for the Supreme Court to set down a date for the expeditious hearing of the appeal filed by the federal government as provided for in the criminal appeals practice directions of the Supreme Court. we visited our indefatigable client, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, today, the 28th day of August 2023, to brief him on the various intervening actions taken by the legal team, ably led by Prof. Mike Ozekome, SAN, to address pertinent concerns affecting his welfare and failure of the SSS to avail him of his medical records. To this end, an application has been made to the Honorable Chief Judge of the Federal Capital Territory by our erudite lead counsel, Mike Ozekome, SAN, to appoint a magistrate that will visit and inspect the SSS facility and said where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been held in solitary confinement since June of 2021 till date. In pursuance to the relevant provisions of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act of 2015, following the SSS refusal to avail Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with his medical records, as directed by the Honorable Justice Binta Iyako in the judgment delivered on July 20 of 2023, our erudite lead counsel, Prof. Mike Ozekome, SAN, was compelled by this brazen disregard to an order of court by the SSS to initiate a contempt proceedings against the State Security Service and her Director General for this gross violation of positive orders of the Court of Appeal. In another development, APC and their connecting way of doing things. Amidst the controversy threatening the position of a Minister of Arts, Culture and Creative Economy, Hannatu Musawa, who overduly rose as a serving member of the National Youth Service Corps and the Federal Minister, a source in the NYSC headquarters has shed light on the matter. Nigerian News report that the source, who spoke anonymously to Vanguard, said no specific provisions prohibited a serving corps member from assuming a ministerial or commissioner position. However, engaging in partisan politics or affiliating with a political party during the service year was strictly forbidden. According to the source, NYSC aimed at maintaining neutrality and non-partisanship during the program. The source said, based on the NYSC Act and its accompanying bylaws governing the operation and the regulations of the scheme, there are no specific provisions that prohibit a serving corps member from being appointed as a minister or commissioner. However, it is important to note that the appointment of ministers or commissioners is typically a political process that involves considerations such as political affiliations. According to the NYSC bylaws, corps members are prohibited from engaging in partisan politics or joining any political party during their service year. The aim of this restriction is to maintain the neutrality and non-partisanship of the NYSC program. Corps members are expected to focus on that primary assignment which involve community development, education, healthcare, and other areas of national service. Alhaji Shehu Sani is at it again. Let us see what he got to say this time around. A former lawmaker, Shehu Sani, has applauded the federal government over its decision to stop borrowing from local and foreign sources. Nigerian News record that Fulani government had announced that it had no intention to borrow from any local or foreign organizations with its removal of a subsidy on petrol and exchange rate harmonization. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister for the Economy, Wale Edun, revealed this at the end of the inaugural Federal Executive Council meeting on Monday in Abuja. He said that the benefit of subsidy removal will be plugged back into various sectors aimed at boosting government revenue and improving the business environment for local and foreign investment. He retreated the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led administration's desire to bring back the economy from the woods it has found itself over time. Reacting to the development, Sani praised the government for its decision, adding that the next step is to figure out how to eradicate the existing debts from previous administrations. According to Sani, it is relieving to hear from the finance minister that the federal government has ended borrowing from both local and international sources. Now that the task is how to get out of the pit of the debt left behind by the Buhari regime. The same people, not the same people. Okochukwu, not the same people. You all should be ashamed of yourself. Aisha Yusuf blast Arewa over video of children fighting for a plate of leftover food. Political activist Aisha Yusuf had reacted to a viral video of children in Yobe State fighting over a plate of leftover food. According to her, Nigerian News had reported that a netizen identified as Malam Jabiri took to Twitter to share a video of young children fighting over leftover food in the state. He shared a video captioning it, "Things like this made me hate Nigerian politics, more especially the northern politicians." Look at the situation we have found ourselves today in this so-called country. These are the children fighting for a plate of food left by someone in Guru Market, Yobe State. Things like this encourage me to join politics because we cannot continue to allow selfish and irresponsible people to keep on deceiving us. We must act, according to Malam Jabiru. She insisted that Muslims in Arewa... We must act. Foaming over the video, Yusuf berated Arewa for allowing the situation in the state to get to that point. She insisted that Muslims in Arewa are a disgrace to Islam. According to her, the whole of Arewa should be ashamed of itself. The whole Muslims in Arewa are a disgrace to Islam. This is not the population that Prophet Muhammad saw as us to give. We all have failed Islam. As for the Muslims and the Shekils, and what have you, shame on you all. According to Yusuf Aisha. Atiku's ally, he don't come out with another boast. Let us see what he have to say this time around. Daniel Ebuala, a prominent ally of the People's Democratic Party PDP presidential candidate in the 2023 election, Atiku Abubakar, has insinuated that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is temporarily occupying the presidential seat. Nigerian News report that the former presidential spokesperson to the Atiku campaign organization expressed optimism that his principal would reclaim his alleged stolen mandate at the court during an exchange with a follower on Twitter. Bola had earlier in a series of tweets said President Bola Ahmed Tinubu considered appointing All Poverty Congress APC chieftain Femi Fani Kayode as a minister. Recall that Fani Kayode was a special assistant public affairs to former President Olusegun Obasanjo from July of 2003 until June of 2006. He is also a former minister of Culture and Tourism and Minister of Aviation at the same time. However, despite being on Tinubu's campaign trial during the last election, FFK was snubbed as the president appointed over 40 ministers before him. Responding to Bola's call to make FFK a minister, a follower berated him for interfering in the administration of APC while challenging the outcome of the 2023 election in court. The follower wrote, "We can't even know where you people stand. You are in court. You are contesting the result of the elections. You post about Tinubu being disqualified yesterday and today. You are asking him to appoint your friend as a minister. Why are PDPians always confused? Just yesterday. We're gonna see waiting this one talk," according to the news. And another one, Bola replied to him what he said they have about 2 months before they vacate the place. So Femi should be appointed even if for just the 2 months. Hope you get it now. Okay? They are trying to mock him. That is exactly what I see here. Anyway, my wonderful people, the Biafran lovers and the lovers of mankind. Now here we go take back break. I beg, help me to surround this message with your left or right hand. That everybody need to know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has spoken again from his DSS detention cell. He said, and I quote, that he will never open his mouth through his lawyer or any proxy to beg for his release because courts of the competent jurisdiction have already freed him and let him go. So my good people, use this one to step down. Until I hear my voice again, I still remain Okute Daily Talk. Have a nice day. May the good Lord bless you as you share this message. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll be back again with another blockbuster. Have a nice day, and bye for now. Kemesiano.